Shalom, this is Amonute, Tayac of Piscataway, Sophia Spiritualite, your friendly neighborhood Shuman, and we're here with a Negro news update. I have not done one of these since December, and I feel like it's really important to talk about some of the things that are going on, give you a different perspective so that you don't miss some of the important details about what's happening amongst our people, and not just our people, but kind of in the American world. This is going to be pretty quick because I have a conference call in a few minutes. But the first thing I wanted to point out is that we are beginning our family banking group through the No Money, Grow Money Telegram. And so if you are interested in what is previously been known as secured party creditor, I'm not calling it that anymore, but some people are familiar with that term. This is a course that will show you how to ensure you and your families access to the full faith and credit of the United States. That is our primary goal. We're also going to talk about creating negotiable instruments, common law copyright, basic asset protection, and some other things that are related to that so-called process. And so if you're interested in that, please, Lord, feel free to head on over to the No Money, Grow Money Telegram. Send me a message on there so that I can invite you to the family banking group. This is just an addendum to the No Money, Grow Money Telegram, which we enjoy influence or encourage people of all ages, teenagers, young people especially, to come over and learn about some basics of money, how it works, what it is. We talk about a wide variety of topics there. It's a participation format, so you can ask questions, you can bring information. It's something that we're working on together. So if you are interested in learning some real truth, some real facts about what money is and what it is not, please join us on the No Money, Grow Money Telegram. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of what's going on here. You have this thing between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I only want to brush on it because I want to point out that in Sagittarius season, with the Sagittarius new moon, I delineated or presented an operation called Operation Holly Jolly. And the reason why I projected that operation out onto the world is because based on the astrology, it looked like it was very good energy, and it was really important for our energy to be really high for the 2 weeks surrounding that Sagittarius new moon, so that we would be set up for the rest of the year. Now, we are quickly approaching the Sagittarius full moon. So remember, new moons are about receiving access to things, and full moons are about removing blockages. And now we see that a particular blockage within the community is being removed. And what would that blockage be? That blockage is the professional victims unit, number one, and their allies and friends interfering and intermingling in the business of the Negro. That is being removed with this whole quote-unquote beef between Kendrick and Drake. Now, do I believe that the beef is real or anything like that? All I can say is Kendrick Lamar must be an astounding astrologer, because he managed to start a beef and end a beef without actually being influenced by any lunations. Meaning it wasn't like with a full moon, it wasn't with a new moon. It totally avoided the lunations altogether. I have quite never seen anything like that. It was perfectly timed, perfectly. so that it's not drawing into that new moon and full moon energy. So I'm only mentioning that to you because that's not the kind of thing that you plan on your own. You know, you really have some really high level entities or deities or whatever working with you that allow you to get things done on that kind of schedule. So, but however, I will say that the whole BBLDrizzy can never recover. Let's just put, he can never recover. I don't know how you recover from this. Just like DJ Vlad can never recover, BBLDrizzy can never recover. I will always refer to him as BBLDrizzy. How can you recover from that? You literally cannot. There's no recovery. And so that being the case, I feel like that was the blockage that has been removed from our people. Now, usually in that Sagittarius window, what they try to do is they try to get our men and our women fighting against each other. They tried their very best to get us into some kind of argument. And they were totally unable to do that during this, you know, well, we're not totally through the lunation, but it would have had to been set up so that it could come out within the next 2 weeks now. And I don't feel like they have an ability of doing that because all of our men and our women are basically united. They not like us. You know what I mean? We're us, as in the black or the Shems, the sons of Shem. They're not like us. And it's not talking about the sons of Japheth or the sons of Ham. It's talking about these other ones. They're not like the sons of Abraham. They're not like Abrahamic humans. And there's nothing that they can do about that. We are who we are, and they are who they are. And so there's nothing that can be done. They can't pretend anymore. They can't LARP in our energy because we are fully aware that they're not like us. They just don't have that capability of being like an Abrahamic human. And so I don't know how they get our men and our women to start arguing with each other given this circumstance, because I don't see any of our men and our women really arguing because it's us against them, you know, which is not appropriate. I'm not encouraging that, but I just don't see that it's going to be, they're going to be able to make that us against them as far as the men versus the women stick. Now they'll be able to do it with us against the Abrahamic humans versus the non-Abrahamic humans, but they never wanted to be about Abrahamic humans versus non-Abrahamic humans. So there's that. So I just wanted to delineate that for people to make sure they didn't miss it. Now, another thing, I've been sharing a few videos about this, is the Miss USA. Now, remember, the USA is a corporation. The Miss USA, the Miss Corporation, has resigned. She was Venezuelan American. And the Miss Teen USA, who was like Indian or something like that, she has also resigned. And I've been watching videos relating to this. And this is the 72nd crowning. I'm so sorry. 72nd crowning. I am they do not want me to talk about this. This is the 72nd crowning. This is a young lady who has resigned due to mental health. Now, the crazy thing about this, of course, 72, we know the 72 shepherds. There's lots of 72 references in the Bible. But what this really stands out to me is that we have to start creating our own organizations. The only reason why they had 72 years of this is because we didn't have an organization that was built to last 72 years. And so we have to begin to build our organizations in a way that they can last. so that we can have 72 years of something. So this is something that I'm looking into very closely to see if it's if there's something that we can do, okay? But in your mind, for your families and for your people, you need to start thinking about, what can I start now that in 72 years will still be standing, and how can I set it up so that in 72 years it will still be standing. These people never think about anybody but themselves, and that's why they have these organizations that are floundering. Apparently this had already happened in the Miss America pageants, which I remember when all the stuff was going on. But the difference between Miss America and Miss USA is Miss USA has this NDA, which precludes the participant from saying anything. And that's the fault of the individual, honestly, because you never sign anything you haven't read and you don't understand, number one. Number two, if you're being forced to sign something, you can sign under duress. There's a particular way you endorse documents so that it is noted that you are signing under duress. And that's something that we will talk about in our family banking course. That's not something I'm going to reveal publicly, but just know that there is a way to sign under duress. And there's also a way that you can read a document and just X out what you don't agree with, what you're not agreeing to. Change your language. You're allowed to mark up documents. I don't know why people believe they have to get a contract and sign it exactly the way that it's been issued, but that's actually not the case. You have the full capability of editing a document. The things you don't agree with, you cross out. You simply cross it out. And if they you say, okay, we can continue to negotiate, but I'm not signing a document that has this in it. You don't have to sign. You just don't. You sign under duress. That's a particular endorsement. But then you also cross out what you don't agree with. So you think I'm signing an NDA that says I will never? Nah, I give y'all a year. I'll give y'all 2 years. Or whatever. I won't talk about it. And I can talk about, and I would write in, I can talk about this with my therapist. I can, if it becomes physically abusive, I have the ability to talk. Blah, 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 blah. All of these things are canceled in the possibility that I begin to feel suicidal. I would put all kinds of disclaimers in there. These people, they wouldn't know what to do because they just spent a lot of money crowning me. And then I would say, nah, we this is how we're going to handle it. But, let these people go through their own karma and what they deserve. All I'm saying to you is for sure, 100. This is a clear indication that their consumerism has consumed them, and that they're not really going to have a way out of this particular thing. Now, for the last bit of Negro News update, I did perceive a way that they were trying to bring enmity between our men and our women, and therefore I am calling a fast, but not a typical fast. We're going to do a prayer fast, not a prayer fast as we're giving up prayer, but we're going to add a prayer. We're going to have a fast from criticizing our men. And the way that we're going to enforce this is that there's a prayer that goes along with the video for IOL. I shared it yesterday. I'm going to put that into a prayer card. And for me, myself, and anyone who is interested in joining me, we're going to support our brothers. We're going to pray for our brothers, our families, our children, and we're going to protect them. We're going to start on May the 16th, which is a very, very important day astrologically. And every day we're going to say a prayer, a very specific prayer on their behalf. It is my belief that since the doom loop around this time always has to deal with putting enmity between a man and a woman, we need to bind that enmity permanently, so that we need to bind that enmity permanently. We need to disseminate. We need to get rid of that enmity. We need to disappear it. We need to dead it. And we're going to do that with prayer, a very, very a powerful prayer and a psalm. Again, I already shared it. I'm just going to share it again sometime next week, put it into context. And so all I'm going to do, I'm going to, like I said, I'll be fasting from arguing with men. And I am going to say the prayer every single day and pray for the strength and the prosperity of our men and our children. And you're welcome to join me with that, if you feel that that's appropriate. It's going to be 40 days. We're going to end at the summer solstice. And it is my prayer, my sincere prayer, that our men receive the Holy Spirit so that they are able to navigate these very difficult times. It is obvious to me that the men don't have the Holy Spirit. They don't have it. And that's really unfortunate. So as the spiritual protectors, the ones who have the spiritual maturity in the spirit realm, I am praying that our men get the protection that they need, because as of right now, they don't have it. If you understand what I mean. So, I don't know what's going on over here. So, if there's, that's all for right now. I'll be making several other videos, going into more detail about this kind of stuff, and we can talk about it at other times. But I just want to do this update because this whole Drake, Kendrick thing is really, it's really something, man. It's really something. And our people are really standing up for ourselves. So if Kendrick, and this is the way I really look at it, if Kendrick was able to stand up and defend us against BBLDrizzy, we need to stand up and pray for him. That is how we repay Kendrick for taking out this monster, because everyone knows BBLDrizzy is a monster. Oh, why is he a monster? I don't think I ever said it. I was in the music industry around the time when he came out. And I was in underground hip hop, and I was also doing radio. And so when he came out, his very first song was about a stripper. And he took stripping from a career that you don't really talk about and made it popular and made it, he made this generation of women who they are. These BBLs and all of this stuff. That BBL terminology has so many multiple meanings, like I don't think people understand. So, it is his fault that these young women are the way that they are. He is the one that encouraged men to fall in love, to follow, to watch, to everything these strippers, as if the other women were not good enough. This was something that he encouraged with his song, Baby, You're My Everything. You're all I ever wanted. He was talking about a stripper and everyone knew it. Everyone knew what stripper he was talking about. And then after that, you have the rise of stripping as a career to be proud of. It was not a career to be proud of before then. If you know about the video vixens from like the early 2000s, because that song came out in 2009, the early 2000s, the 90s, most of those women were beautiful, mostly clothed, at least mostly clothed, whatever. They weren't strippers. There were not love songs dedicated to strippers. Drake, BBLDrizzy was the first person to do that. And so he is responsible for the way every sexy rage you see today they're standing on the shoulders of BBLDrizzy, okay? And so that's why we have we owe a great debt of gratitude to Kendrick for eradicating this plague from our community. And I believe that we need to support our men. Our men are trying. They just have so much up against them. If you go back and listen to my video about IOL, you will see that these women are targeting dark men. It literally says dark men. They target dark men. There's no getting around that. And so we have to stand up for our men. There's no one else who can pray for them besides us. because that's our job, that's our responsibility, that's our duty. And so I'm going to do a 40-day fast from criticizing our men, and I'm going to be praying for them and their strength, and for the Holy Spirit to descend upon them as it has descended upon us. And I encourage people to think about it. You have more than a week to consider it. Ask your spirit team, is this something you should be involved in? And consider joining me in supporting our men. So that's all I have for you today. I have another video coming out soon. Shalom, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.